Hey, namaskar everyone. This is Shorov and I'm here again with a new playlist and series as well. So this series is quite hot on the internet right now because as you already read on the title that this series is all about Rust. Rust is kind of a new sensation on the internet nowadays and it's replacing its alternative to C and C++. It's really secure, it's memory safe and it actually runs everywhere. So here you can see I have opened up the Rust official website here, and you can see it's multi-purpose actually. So it can be used for building command line tools, web assemblies, networking, and embedded systems as well. So I have also made some embedded programming with it, like Arduino and ESP32, and they can be found in my shorts section on the YouTube channel. And in this video, we are going to start from very beginning, from installing to creating a new project in Rust and the OG Hello World project for every new languages. So it is actually an alternative to C and C++, and let's get started. So to install it, and obviously I'm going to link up all the links that I'm using here and visiting in the description of this video, so you can head over to that description sections in this video so that you can find out all the links. So I'm opening and clicking the get started button, and from here, if you have already installed Rust on your system, it might be Mac OS, Linux, or Windows. It's completely up to you. You can see your respective way to install it, but in my case I'm using Mac, so I'm going to copy this line of code, and this is going to be work for other operating systems as well. So open up your PowerShell, CMD, or terminal, and just paste this following command. It's going to install everything on your system. So I have already installed it, so I'm not going to install it again. And if you have already installed it and you want to update your Rust, then you can simply copy this command, rustup, and update, and it's going to update your existing Rust code, which is kind of really helpful. So from here I'm going to take over, and I'm not going to reference any of the documentation right now, but we'll obviously going to come here again and again to take some inspirations and read some documentation together. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to create a new folder in my YouTube tutorials called Rust YouTube, and let's open up my VS Code, opening the folder that just we have created in the VS Code. Then let's create a new project here. Okay, it might create actually it may take some time. It's installing. It may, yeah, it is working. Okay, and here you can see it's installed. And if you want to see the version of Rust, then simply write the following command, cargo version. Here I can see the current installed version of the cargo, and rust up dash version to see the Rust version. Oops, my bad. Rust up. Yeah, fine. So to create a new Rust project, you can follow up this command, cargo new, let's say hello world. Sorry for my background noises. So by running up this command, you can see a new project called Rust project called hello world has been created here, and you can see it on our sidebar of this VS Code, or you can also use other operating systems, what I'm saying. It's not operating system IDEs. In my case, this is VS Code. Fine. So I have opened up that project again in VS Code, and here you can see it came with some new files. It is the cargo.toml. If you have worked with Node.js, you might be familiar with package.json file. So this is kind of package.json file, but for Rust, it's called cargo.toml. Okay, and for the same thing, if you know about package.log.json, then this is similar to it, and it's called here cargo.log. And this is the git ignore file that is used to tell our git to not actually include the following folders or files inside the git listing. And this is the target, which is not currently in use, and we're not going to head over to it very soon. Instead, we are going to focus on the source, where we can see there is a file called main.rs. So unlike Go, it is the similar thing that this file is considered as the main entry point file. So this is going to be the responsible file for running all the codes in Rust program. But in this file, you can see another function is here called main. So this main function is going to execute all the code actually. Okay, so here you can see that run and debug command is showing on top of this function. So you can see that a simple hello world printing thing is here, and if you run it, you'll be able to see the output on the integrated terminal of VS Code. So you can see the hello world is visible here. And in this video, I'm not going to show up most of the critical things, but the getting started things can be covered in this short video. I'm not going to make this video overwhelmed, so you are going to run away from this video. So first of all, we need to get familiar with the comments. For example, the comments are starting for single line comments. You can simply use the double slash and forward slashes before the comments, like comment here. This is for the single line comment, and for the multi-line comment, you can use this sign, hello multi-line comments. So if you don't know what are the use cases of comments, they are actually your self-documentation, or if you are playing, or not playing actually, yeah, it could be playing, but if you are working with your team, so the making comments is a good habit, so that your partner or other developers can understand your code base, that which function is working or executing what type of functions. Okay, so what is the use cases of a particular function, so you need to document it. So that is the case where these comments are really useful. So for example, if you want to see a real example, that this main function for executing all the Rust codes. Okay, so the work of this function is executing all the Rust codes. That is it. Okay, so and now I hope you got a clear understanding of what are comments here. And if you have already watched my series on Golang, so it is kind of similar thing, but Rust is way better. Okay, in every most of the cases actually, it has no garbage collectors, so it is super memory safe, and you'll get actually the compiler, Rust compiler won't run your code. Okay, won't allow you to run the code if you are bad practicing it. Okay, so let's go and try to see how we can print something and formatting the prints. Sorry. So this is the single line print. So it's a macro actually. In the upcoming videos, there will be a dedicated video on macros. Okay, so for now, you just need to understand that Println and this exclamatory. Okay, this is called a macro. Okay, so this is going to be a super useful thing, and we are going to use it oftenly in throughout this series. Okay, so say hello moon. So it's our satellite moon. Okay, so if you run it now, here you can see the hello moon is visible here on our terminal, and this is pretty basic. Now I want to show you that how we can actually make placeholders here. Hello, and followed by this you can add your name, and just this curly braces are for making placeholders, and right after this comma you can actually fill up these placeholders. Okay, for example, here I'm going to type my name here, and if you run this, you can see that hello show of is popped up here in the terminal. So this value is populated inside this placeholder. So if you make another placeholder for title, so it's a quick typo, and followed by this, if you add another name, sorry, it's another value here. So this second value is going to be populated here. The first one is going to be here, and the second one is going to be here. Okay, so if you now run this, you can see the hello, and that two values are actually showing up here. You can also use the index as well. So let's say this is an array. Okay, so I hope you know the basics of array. It has some lengths and it has a position as well. The very first element has a position of 0, and the second element is considered at the first position. Okay, so this is the 0th position and this is the first position. So if you type 0 here and 1 here, so 0 is the position for this row, and the 1 is the position for this row. Okay, this value. So consider these two are values and these are the positions for them. So if you run this, it's going to show us the same thing. But if you swap the positions here on and followed by 0, then a row is going to become up the first hello row and then the show row. You can see hello row and show row. This is quite interesting. So let's comment it out. Here you can see that another use case of comment. If you don't need anything, any code that we don't want to run, and the compiler should be ignored that particular code, we can simply comment it out. So it's not going to be visible or executed by our compiler. So now let's see another example by using Println, and these all are actually under the hood of formatting prints. Okay, so for example, let's say hi, I am. Okay, let's make a placeholder. Okay, and now let's create a variable here inside it, inside the Println macro, and let's name it as Shrizita. Okay, now you can copy this name and place this name variable in the placeholder. So if you run this now, it's going to populate the name with the Shrizita. Okay, as we have this is kind of a really easy thing, and if you come here and give another placeholder and naming it as title. Okay, and let's create another inline title here as title. Sorry for my typo. Title. So it's going to be populated by title here. Okay, so if you run this, you can see the result is pretty much identical. Okay, so now let's say you want something different. Println. These were the string type of things. We are printing strings. Now you can also print other things as well. For example, you can print the octal or binary of a binary value. Okay, so binary value of what? For example, 10. What is the binary value of 10? To do this, just keep this thing. Okay, so by using this symbol and b, it's going to convert this 10 into the binary and placed over in this placeholder. Okay, so if you run it, you can see that binary value of 10 is here. And if you want to explicitly okay, so you can also convert it to octal as well by replacing b with o. Here you can see the octal value of it, and hexadecimal by replacing it to, what was hexa? I guess X. Yeah, if you run it, you can see A. Okay, so these were quite nice thing. Now there should be another thing which is really important here, and in production, I mean not in production, while development phase of Rust, you might face it regularly. For example, I'm just going to create a struct here, struct, and let's name it as signature struct, and it's for int 32. I don't know why I am int 32. Okay, so this is a struct. You don't need to understand what are structs. I will create a dedicated video on it in upcoming videos. Okay, so for example, let's say I'm using a drive debug. So this is actually implemented with debug macro. Okay, so now let's create another variable called a sig. Okay, and where the signature struct is coming, and let's give it the value of 32. And now if you want to print it, it may give you some problem. For example, sig, it's not going to allow you. Okay, so because it's super safe, it doesn't implement the display thing. Okay, so how you can actually print out something that is implementing debug. Okay, to print it, just use this command. Okay, just use this thing inside the placeholder, and it's going to show you the rest of the things. Here you can see the value of it. Fine. Okay, this is nothing but the type of the signature. Okay, so Rust is also a statically typed language as well. I forgot to mention about it initially in the video. So yeah, I've corrected it now. So this was pretty much it, how you can format and create a new project in Rust, how you can install it, upgrade it, and what are the comments, and what are the folder structure and the file structure of a Rust project, and what is functions. Okay, so in Rust, it is declared to declare a function, like for example main function, you need to declare the you need to specify it as fn to make it as function, followed by fn. You need to name the name of the function, which is main here in this case, and in the curly braces, this is the scope of that particular function. Obviously, we're going to deep dive into the functions in upcoming videos. Till then, goodbye, namaskar. And if you like this video and if you got any value and learned something new, then please do share this video with your friends, hit the like button, and make sure to subscribe this YouTube channel. And yeah, thank you, namaskar.